to my channel. My name is Alexus and I'm your internet homegirl, and today I just want to talk about like what life is like socially after getting VSG. I feel like I've made like comments about this in other videos, but I haven't necessarily sat down and made an actual video about it. Like I guess like, be like what to expect. This is a really impromptu video. I just happened to look real good and I was like, ooh, let me film a video real quick. But I don't know, I feel like there's some things that like when you do so much research, I feel like a lot of us watch YouTube videos for years on years on years before we actually get surgery. And that has its pros, but it definitely has its cons. And I think one of the cons is that you end up believing all these myths, or what I think are myths, about VSG. And I think it's because just we as people, as a whole, as a unit, a lot of people lack self-awareness, and I think that ties into like all these myths, you know what I mean? Like we don't realize how much we control our own actions, and that some things aren't happening to you, some things you're enabling to happen around you, and you're experiencing them because you're not making a different decision. And the number one thing that I think ties into that is that you lose all your friends, or everybody starts being fake after you have surgery. Now, I've made a TikTok about this, and I've probably mentioned it in other videos because y'all know I'm just a disorganized queen. But I think the one thing about that is it's not true. It's not true. I think there are tons of things in life that expose the people around you as not being real friends, but I think a lot of those things come with their own red flags. Now, are there people who are completely blindsided? Sure, yeah, I'm not saying it absolutely doesn't happen, but it's not as common as y'all think it is. If you think you have good friends as it is, and you have valuable, meaningful, fruitful friendships, then this is not gonna happen to you. Like, trust me. Because I've noticed when you listen to women tell the stories about like their friendships and how they imploded, a lot of it don't be that these girls up and started hating you. A lot of it be that they treated other people, other fat people, badly, and because you had negative emotions or negative feelings about your self-image and self-worth, that you let a lot of their comments and a lot of slick shit slide, and then now that it's your time to be ridiculed, you're like gagged and shocked that these people are ridiculing you. No, like that's who they been. You just didn't care because, or not that you didn't care, you might just not have peeped it because it wasn't applying to you. You see what I'm saying? Like that doesn't mean they suddenly became a bad friend. They were a bad friend who was treating you pretty decently until you got to a point where they started treating you the way they treat other people. They're just not a good friend in general. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have friends who treat other women negatively based off their looks or their weight, then you probably are not gonna have this issue. That's the only real like myth. The other thing is that I feel like socially, we all love to talk about it, men. You know, our favorite topic. I will say it is somewhat triggering to be out around men. Mainly because it's like, it really puts in your face that the only reason you were being treated the way you're being treated, or, you know, ignored, or the reason you felt invisible, or the reason you were perpetually single was because you were fat. Like, it really, like, stamp of approval. Like, because it's like we all kind of deep down, like, I live in reality. I don't know about y'all. I keep it being with y'all, but I live in reality, okay? So I am very aware. I was always very aware that this was a major contributing factor to my treatment and my experiences with men. It's a totally different ball game to have life tell you, yes, you were right. It don't hit how you think it hit. It hit low key like a brick wall, because now I have all these social interactions that I wasn't prepared for, or just like I have to talk way more a day. I would say that's really it, because I've always described myself as an extroverted introvert. I would rather sit in my room all day before I have to socialize. But if I have to socialize, I'm gonna perform. But having to feel like you have to perform at all times because now people are wanting to talk to you 80 times more than they wanted to before. It is kind of irritating if you don't like to talk to strangers. And I don't. I would rather us walk past each other like we've never seen each other, because we haven't. But it's kind of it just irked my nerves, because it's like, you will literally be at the stoplight and a dude will be trying to get you to roll your window down, and they don't be trying to holler at you. They don't be trying to talk to you like that. They literally want to talk to you with the music that you're playing. I don't know, that never happened to me before. You will literally be in the club, which, I mean, I go out a lot. If you watch my vlogs, and you know, I be outside decently, but the amount of pool that I've had, or even just like social interactions, free drinks, etc., it has all significantly quadrupled. It's almost like living in an alternate universe, and which is crazy, because I obviously still consider myself fat. I don't think I look all that much different, which I say all the time. Maybe that's that body dysmorphia we be talking about. I don't know, because I be looking at pictures like, bitch, you look good, because you're motherfucking same. But I don't feel like I look all that different, and because of that, all these extra things, it really gets to you, because you don't realize how less of a life you were living before, just in terms of people being nice, and people acknowledging your existence, and people holding the door open for you. And I'm not even saying that those are things that should make you feel special, but you don't know what you missed until you have it, or until it's gone. You know what I'm saying? This really isn't even a video for real. I guess this is kind of just like me venting. I'm just chit-chatting because I look good and I want us to all, you know, have things to chit-chat about. But it's kind of triggering to go out and have all these extra interactions, doing the same things you used to do, going to the same places you used to go. Because, I mean, you can go back through my vlogs and you see we go to the same places. We just kind of swap them out. And so it's kind of weird, like, seeing men that you've seen every weekend for the last 3 years, suddenly having all these, like, interests and having a conversation with you. The other thing that you need to look out for, this is not related to men at all or dating, is the myth that you should look out for is that every meal is going to be this big, colorful, berry-tastic meal. I could not cook before I had surgery. I cannot cook now. So no, it don't look like that. For me, it looks like a whole lot of heating up. A whole lot of leftovers, okay? A whole lot of that, because I'm not about to sit up here. And first of all, cooking was already not my strong suit beforehand. I'm not about to sit here and figure out how to cook in a portion size that's appropriate for me, because I'm not about to sit up and eat leftovers for 4 days. I'm not. So I can't cook, but I cannot cook in the size that is necessary. So if you can't cook, don't expect to be getting up here able to be on your Paula Deen, babe, because that wasn't you before. It's not going to be you after. All right? Some things don't change. Some things are actual skills that you have to learn. Okay? And if you have not put forth the effort to do said skill, you're not going to have it. And cooking is one of those things. And for me, it's just not something that I have acquired. I can't. It's just not me. Okay? And if it's not you, it's not you. If you were already a cook before, but you was just cooking unhealthy things, it's going to be easy for you to transition into cooking these very tastic ass meals, because you can cook. You have the skill. So don't think you're just going to suddenly switch it up. That's not going to happen, babe. You're still, all they did was cut out part of your stomach. They did not change your brain. Okay? You're not going to suddenly know how to do things you couldn't do before. It's a process. So I'm learning to cook. Another thing is dressing. Don't think it's gonna get easier. It's not. It's actually gonna get harder, boots, because it was easy to shop. I've been shopping at the same stores for the last 15 years. We're in the same sizes for the last 15 years. So I know how y'all clothes are gonna fit. I know what size they're gonna fit. I know if I can size up or size down. I know that. I've never shopped at H&M, okay? I've never shopped at Zara before. I've never shopped at fucking Hello Polly or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's gonna actually fit. Sometimes I can get an extra large and be like, wow, I could have got a medium. Like, because I'm not aware of how these stores run because I haven't been able to shop there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it kind of makes it a little bit harder because now you really can't go shop in the plus size section of Forever 21 because that shit don't fit for real. It's not made for the shape of my body, which I've been new. Having an apple shape, we've been in the BBL era for a little grip. We've been in the BBL for a little minute. So having an apple shape, it was already difficult to dress for my body. But bitch, now I got to get the smaller size in an apple shape. It's chopped. It's chopped. It's a rippity wrap. No, you can't be both fat and small. You know what I'm saying? Like, they refuse. The fashion industry is an evil place. So it's like, what do? You just wear your own clothes. It's to the point where I have been meaning to learn to sew for 2 years now since COVID started. And now I'm about to do it for real so I can start taking my clothes down. Because I don't want to get rid of my clothes. I just need them to fit. Because I can't go buy new clothes. It's too stressful. The other thing that people are not going to tell you is that your feet are going to get smaller. So all them shoes you got in the closet, slow down, pump your brakes. You not finna wear none of that shit because they're finna be fucking comfortable. Wearing shoes that's too small is one thing. Have you ever walked around in shoes that's too big? No, you haven't. That shit is so irritating. It's like, especially because you know how the shoes are supposed to fit. So it's just so irritating. Yes, could I just go buy more shoes? But I'm not even 6 months post-op. I cannot just go be replacing everything. I'm a regular girl. This channel is not monetized. I'm doing this for fun. For the hopes that one day it becomes monetized. Okay? I cannot just be out buying $100 shoes every 3 months. I could, but that's not in the budget. So people don't tell you about that. I feel like I got surgery at the perfect time for real, like in like how my life cycles work, because I live in the South. So it's gonna be hot probably by another 2 months. So all the clothes that I couldn't, like for some reason, and I think a lot of us fat girls do this, we hang on to clothes that we can't fit so that when we do lose weight, they do fit. You know what? It wasn't all a bad idea because I do have all these clothes it's really not a ton of clothes, but a good number of clothes that never fit, that fit now that I can wear up until it gets cold. And then I can wear oversized sweaters, boom. So really, I don't really need to start replacing my clothes till about a year post-op, which works out perfect because then I'll be at a stable size. So I'm just kind of working on my closet for now, making stuff work. But everything is giving, this is what I got. Okay, you're really not going to be big stepping for a long time unless you have a lot more money than I do, which I'm not broke by any means, but it's not giving buy new clothes as frequently as you would need to. It's almost like having a newborn baby. Take that as you wish. Now, I think that's all I had to say. I just want to chit chat with you guys real quick about some things that I've noticed that we talk about in videos over the years that I've heard about, seen about. I feel like we could do a better job of just like being more aware of ourselves and how we operate in our daily lives and how that impacts, you know, your life experiences. Because we all know that how in America, in the West, how you look has a lot to do with how you're treated. And I think a lot of us internalize a lot of that and we have a hard time reversing that now that we're experiencing the life that everyone else has been living this whole time. So, there's just a drop of brains. Again, my name's Alexus. I'm your internet homegirl. My Instagram is lifewithlex.vsg, and you can follow me on TikTok at Lex Talk Too Much. And that's it. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.